Sponsored in part by OurDailySalt.com, handcrafted kitchen accessories and tools, crafted by Chef Felicia Wild for the home cook or the professional chef, made in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, USA, shipping United States and international. Visit OurDailySalt.com.
Welcome to Can You What You Grow. I'm Holly Baird. This is presented to you by the WisconsinVegetableGardener.com. Well, today we are making pasta sauce. We're making a basic, just a traditional type of pasta sauce from our homegrown tomatoes, and then we also have some onion, green pepper, and garlic that we're going to use along with some basil, which we'll have later on. Part of the reason why we make the pasta sauce is because I know you can buy pasta sauce at the store. It's usually fairly cheap and you can get it for a good price. But if you've ever looked at the ingredients on pasta sauce, some of these ingredients are kind of alarming. This way you know what you're putting into it. And also the sodium levels in here are just insane. And there's so much sodium in processed food these days that I guarantee you're not going to need the sodium that you get in the pasta sauce. You're not going to miss it. There's going to be some good flavors from these fresh homegrown veggies and herbs. So basically what I'm doing is I'm coring tomatoes and I am taking out any of the bad spots. We don't have to peel these at all because we're going to put this through the food mill once they cook down. So you just core them and we're going to get them in the stock pot. And we're just using a variety. This is what our garden has provided us this year, and that's what we're using. So I'm going to get these ready to go on the stove, and then I will show you our next step. Okay, so now we've got these on the stove, and I have them on a medium-high heat. I don't want to overcook them or possibly burn them, so I'm just going to cook them on medium-high, and you simmer them for about 20 minutes. And then once they're all heated, we're going to run them through the food mill. We have 20 pounds of tomatoes all together, which should yield with the other ingredients about 7 pints. We'll see. I got the recipe from the Ball Blue Book. I'll make sure I leave that in the show notes for you. Like I said, it's straightforward and pretty basic. I'm just adding the addition of some green pepper. So we're going to let these cook down, and then we'll be ready with the food mill. Okay, so this pot of tomatoes is ready to go into the food mill, and all you do is you just take it by the ladle. You can take however much you want. As you can see, a lot of the peels are already coming off, but the purpose of doing this is to get the peels off, and it prevents some of the seeds to go through as well. So let me just get this cranked up here. And there are different types of food mills. This is a pretty basic one. This is actually my mom's very old one that she lent to us. So I would just crank it like that, and then sometimes I crank it back to get the stuff cleared off, and then as you can see, it goes real easy. We're still going to cook the sauce down, and we also have to saute the other veggies, but we're just doing this in batches here while we let those other tomatoes cook down a little bit to put them through the food mill. Okay, so one thing you can do if you have 2 people helping, you can start getting your other veggies sauteed. So I'm just simply getting them in some oil here, and I'm just going to saute them until they're soft. I have, like I said, garlic, onion, and green pepper. Okay, so we have the last little bits of tomatoes here that we're just running through the food mill. And as you can see, I think that's about it for those. So we just get that onto our compost, and we're going to get this on the stove. Okay, so we're going to cook this down over medium-high heat. I'm also going to add our onions, peppers, and garlic. And then also I added a 1/4 cup of fresh chopped basil, and I'll probably add about a teaspoon or so of dried oregano as well, just to give a little more depth of flavor. So I'm just going to stir that in, and you want to reduce this to basically the consistency you want. So it can be anywhere from, right now as you can see, it's quite soupy, so you can bring it down to about 3/4 or half. That's up to you. Okay, so now we've let this cook down, and it's about half, as you can see. Now it's to a pasta sauce consistency, and here we go. We're going to get it in the jars. They need a 1/2 or a 1/2 of an inch headspace, and we have to add some bottled lemon juice. So we add 1 tablespoon, and this will just ensure that it's preserved correctly. And your pasta sauce may end up a different color. As you saw, we had different kinds of tomatoes. So this is going to be this color, but yours might be different red, depending on what kind of tomatoes you use. And you know what? If you have traditional Roma tomatoes, which are the media tomatoes that are meant for pasta sauce, you might not have to cook it down as much. You might get more. It just really depends on your tomatoes. So we got one done. We're gonna get the rest filled up here. Okay, so we got 9 jars exactly. That's kind of insane. It said 7, so we got a little bit more. And I think if we had a different consistency or something, it would have been different. This process is for 35 minutes once your canner is boiling, and ours is boiling. So we're gonna set the timer for 35 minutes, and we'll get that going and get them out right away. I'm gonna set the rack down. I'm gonna get the cover on. We're gonna start our timer at 35 minutes. Okay, so our timer went off. So now they've been in for 35 minutes and they're ready to go. So just take the lid off. And I always like to make sure any water drips off there so I don't hurt myself. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and pull these out one at a time. Okay, and we have the last one here. We're just gonna get out of the canner. All right, so there you have it. We have 9 beautiful jars of homemade pasta sauce from homegrown ingredients, ingredients you can just grow in your backyard. And I'll put the recipe in the show notes. Again, my name is Holly Baird, and this has been Canny What You Grow. To see all of the Canny What You Grow video series, you can visit our website, which is thewisconsinvegetablegardener.com, and you click on the Canny What You Grow icon.